hold and shift, press A, go to meshes, go to plane, put R for rotate, X 90, enter, and you can hold G to move it around. Then you can move around like this, Z-axis, X, Y, and you push S for scale, you can scale it up. But G, Z, right there. Make it nice and pretty big. Okay, tab to edit mode. Everything's selected, you press A to deselect. Okay, and then press K for your knife tool. And right now I'm basically going to draw the outline of what I want my shelf to look like, and I'm thinking of it from like the side view. So if you think of a shelf, just think of it how it's going to look from the side. Alright, keep dragging and clicking. And you can do something like that. Alright, basically I'm just making a very simple shape. I mean, you can do various things with this. Model various things. Alright, after that, just click all the excess, press X, faces, and now you're left with this. Alternatively, let me do that again. Alright, I'm going to add another plane. Scale it up. Alright, also, if you're drawing using the knife tool, and you don't actually meet one of the edges, if you just do like that, then you're left with this. It actually cuts it out of the plane. If it does that, then you can go to your edge mode, press Shift Alt and then click, Shift Alt click, and then press F for face, then press A to deselect. And you can do that. Alright, now we're left with this. Press E to extrude, and you want to extrude like that. Either way, really. Alright, very simple shelf. And if you have a 3D printer, you could just like print that. It probably wouldn't be a very good shelf, so I'm going to play around with it a little bit, make it look a little better. See, click on the size, extrude. Like that, you can press, make it smaller. Like that. I know that might look kind of silly. I don't want to do that. Do that, you can click that, extrude that out. That smaller if you want. I mean, you can do that. Let me try that again. No, it's not very good. Alright, I'll leave that. Okay, if you want, you can extrude that up like that. No. Hold on a second. E to extrude, S to make it smaller, and then you can click these two, and then you can extrude them down, and if you want, you could have a shelf like that with edges. And then you can select the whole thing, press A, and you press W and you can go to bevel and you just drag it slightly and it just makes everything a little more rounded, and you know, makes things look better. Really, most things. You don't want to probably do that on everything. You just gotta be careful. You don't want to use bevel too much because some of the faces get really small, and you don't necessarily want that. But like I couldn't really bevel this anymore, else things would start overlapping and it wouldn't look very good. I would have very complicated mesh. You don't really want that. Alright, so now we can go down here, click this face, drag it. Nope, you want to click this. You don't want things overlapping, and this. Hold shift and click those. You can drag that like that. Maybe not so small, a little bit. Have a little bit of an angle to it. You can do that. Also, you might want some brackets right here, some supports. So I'll tell you what you can do about that. There's a few different ways you can do that. So you can go back to the knife tool and we can draw a little square like that. Just make it real simple. Click it, press E to extrude, press G, move it a little bit. S for scale, maybe scale down a little bit. And you press R to rotate it, Y. Rotate it on the Y axis, something like that. Alright. And just kind of line it up to where you want it, and then drag it back out. Maybe press G. Yeah. I'll tell you what you can do. You can press X, delete that face. We can go back to our knife tool and just cut a little square out. I have to, no, we don't want that. No. Alright. Back to our knife tool. Something like that. Okay. Might want this. I want to line it up a little bit better. Okay. Alright, then we're gonna go to the faces and delete that face. Then go to your edges, Shift A, select that edge. Select all these edges. I have to do it a few times. And once all that's selected, press W and bridge edge loops. And yeah, that's one way of doing that. If you want to do it like that. And then go to Z. Press Z. So we see through things. And press C. Now actually go to vertices, press C, and you want to select these edges, and shift and middle mouse drag. You can drag things like, you can drag the screen around like that, and just hold shift, and you can also click vertices like that, and then press Shift D, and that duplicated it, and press X. No, press Y. Yeah, and move it. Alright. And just move it to where you want this one. Press Z. Okay, now go back to Z and press A, go to faces. Actually, no. It doesn't have a face. Go to your edges. You just want to drag this down. Z. You want to drag that down a bit, like that. All right. Just press L. Let's just move this out of the way real quick. Press A. Alright, then we're going to go back to our knife tool. K. Alright, we're going to make a face there. And we're going to make a face, oops, right here. Okay, and just like we did before, I want you to delete those faces. X to delete faces. Okay, then we're going to push L and drag that up. And you might have to play around with the size of the face you made. You might have to select the edges and drag them out. Just make sure it's kind of a little bit bigger or the same size as, you know, the other edges you want to line it up to. Alright, then like we did before, Shift Alt, W, bridge edge loops. Oops, I did not do something right. Let's try that again. Control Z. If you mess up, it's okay. Just Control Z. I think I accidentally selected these edges are right here. Which I didn't want to do. Okay. Let's just do it manually. Just Shift click and Shift Alt W, bridge edge loops. There we go. And we're going to want to do that right here. Shift Alt, Shift Alt, W, bridge edge loops. Okay. Alright, well, that about does it. You can play around, keep playing around with stuff, and you can make more and more elaborate things. That's just a quick little tutorial. How to make a simple little shelf, and you know, if you have a 3D printer, you could print this, which I may end up doing because I need a shelf. And also, what I like to do is I like to select everything. Once I make something, go to Mesh and Normals and recalculate outside, because sometimes things act a little funny if you don't do that. It just sort of it just makes things work better. So yeah.